community. After graduating from Macomb High School, she pursued her degree at Millsaps College in Jackson, graduating with honors. Elee also holds a master's degree in business administration from Millsaps College. In her role as First Lady, Elee has enjoyed reading in schools and promoting the importance of literacy for students of all ages. After the historic flooding in our state in 2020, Elee partnered with Keep Mississippi Beautiful to highlight the need of participating in community cleanup efforts to restore Mississippi's natural beauty. Elee looks forward to launching future projects to maintain our state's rich history and precious landmarks, including renovations of the historic section of the Governor's Mansion to preserve the beauty and grandeur of the second oldest continuously occupied governor's residence in the United States. Elee and Governor Tate Reeves are the proud parents of 3 daughters, Tyler, Emma, and Maddie. They attend Galloway Memorial United Methodist Church. The first family enjoys sharing their home with their King Charles Cavalier dog, Belle. It is my honor to introduce Elee Reeves, wife of the Governor of the state of Mississippi, to our Weir Elementary School staff, teachers, students, and parents. Today, Elee is honoring our school by supporting students through her love of literacy and presenting her newly authored book, Fred the Turtle.
Hey everyone, how are you? Good, good. All right, well, hey, my name is Elee Reeves, and my title is First Lady. Do y'all know why they call me the First Lady? Okay, it's because I'm married to the governor, and does anybody know what the governor's name is? Okay, it's Tate Reeves, okay? Remember that. All right. So I am super excited to be here with y'all today. As First Lady, I get to do a lot of fun things, and one of them is getting to visit with all of you and area schools around the state. And we're trying to think of something that we wanted to do for Mississippi kids. And so my team and I decided we kind of thought a coloring book might be fun. And then it kind of developed into an activity book. Well, so then we thought, well, gosh, we're going to have somebody write the story. So my team and I wrote a story about a turtle, and his name is Fred the Turtle. So we had this great story in mind, but we don't draw. And so we needed somebody to create it. And so we talked to a graphic designer. And do you know who the graphic designer is? Does anybody know? Yes, her name is Ashley, and she's in the back there. Raise your hand. So we were super excited to add Ashley to our team, and she created Fred the Turtle. So does anybody ever found a turtle on like the side of the road or anything, like a box turtle? Yeah. Okay, or if you're in like a river somewhere, you'll see a snapping turtle. Have you ever seen a snapping turtle? Well, on the Gulf Coast, they have sea turtles. And a lot of times sea turtles will get caught in fishermen's nets. So what some of the fishermen do is they go out in the Gulf of Mexico, and they have these big nets, and they kind of swoop up all of the fish, and sometimes they get a little sea turtle caught in the net. Well, that's what happens to our fisherman, Jimmy. He finds a sea turtle, he's fishing, and he has a big load of fish, and he finds a sea turtle in it. And he's traveling across the state to deliver fresh fish to different places, and that's when he finds this sea turtle, and so he tells him he's going to be his friend. And so the story of Fred takes you on a tour of Mississippi, and hopefully teaches you a lesson on how to be brave and kind and how to be a friend to others. And so we're going to pass out these books to all of y'all. They come with a pack of crayons, and it's a lot of fun to kind of walk through the book. My favorite thing is on page 9, and it talks about reading. I saw that y'all got some AR Point awards. Who loves to read? Raise your hand. I love to read. So this book talks about all the fun things that you can do One of them is reading. It takes you to the William Faulkner Museum in Oxford. He's a famous Mississippi author. And it also asks you on page 9, it talks about you and like what your superpowers would be. You know, we all have superpowers. Did y'all know that? So I'm going to tell you, okay, I've got 3 daughters. My oldest daughter's named Tyler, and she's a junior in high school, and she's really smart like all of y'all. And so that's her superpower. She's smart. My middle daughter, Emma, is in 9th grade, and she runs track, and she's real fast. So that's her superpower. She's fast. And then Maddie is my 4th grader, and she talks a lot. Does anybody in here talk a lot? Okay. Well, that's her superpower. So if some of you want to tell me your superpowers, does anybody want to tell me theirs? Okay, you tell me yours with the pink bow. That's you, yeah. What's your superpower? I love it. Okay, does anybody else have a superpower they want to share? Okay, what's your superpower? I love it. What about yours? Artistic. Okay. What's yours? Oh, I love it. What's yours? I love it. So we all have superpowers. You want to tell me yours? It's great. You want to tell me yours? I love it. So when you're thinking about in this book on page 9, it talks about your superpowers. So you need to fill in like what your superpowers are. There's a lot of questions in here about how to be a good friend and how to be kind. And that's kind of what started Fred the Turtle. So when I was 5, I had an imaginary friend, and I named him Fred. And so when we were trying to think of a name for this turtle, of course I had to name him Fred. So that's how that came about. So I hope y'all will enjoy Fred and the Mississippi tour as much as I did. Does anybody have any questions for me? And it can be about Fred the Turtle, or it can be about anything else. Okay? Yes, so Fred the Turtle, he's in the water, he swims in the water in the Gulf of Mexico. And I did some research, and sea turtles can live outside the water for about 2 or 3 days. Kind of a long time. So on his journey, it's really just a day. As they drive, they go from the Gulf Coast, Biloxi, they drive to Hattiesburg, and then they go to like Meridian and Columbus, and then they go to Oxford, and then they go down to the state capitol, and then they go over to the Delta, and then they go to Vicksburg, and then they go to Natchez. They jump on a tugboat, and then the tugboat takes him down the Mississippi River, and then he jumps back home into the Gulf. Do y'all have any other questions? Yes, ma'am? So Fred's superpower is he has to be brave. And so on the last page, or second to last page, he gets on a tugboat in Natchez, and it says he has to jump into the Mississippi River to swim home, and so he has to be brave. And so out the book, anytime he gets nervous, he takes 3 deep breaths to be brave. So that's what his superpower is. He learns to be brave. Does anybody else have a question? Yes, sir? How old is Fred? You know, I don't know. But I did do some research, and they can be really, really old. Also, on the very back, my daughters and I actually got to go. Okay, so there is, it's kind of like a vet for turtles, but it's called the Marine Institute. And what they do is when some of these sea turtles get caught in the nets, they might get hurt. And so they will take them there to get better. And so my 3 daughters and I got to actually release one of the turtles in 2019, so our pictures are on the back doing that. But these sea turtles can be, I don't really talk in the book about how big Fred is, but they can be almost 100 pounds. So they can get to be really big and really old. Does anyone else have any questions? You have another one? Okay. Can turtles walk? Yeah. So have you seen a little turtle before? That's right. So they all have, the big thing about turtles is they have their house on their back, right? Yeah. They do, but they walk really slow. But, you know, sea turtles swim, and actually they can swim really fast. So, but they walk slow. But in this story, he rides in Fisherman Jimmy's truck, so they don't have to go so slow. Mm-hmm. Yes? Would you like do you have a question? Why do turtles swim? That's just how they're made. Yep, yep. Yeah, do you have a question? Yep, so he's just saying again, turtles walk on the land slow and they swim fast. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Do you have a question? No? Okay. Yes? Do you have a question? So y'all like the turtle the best? You saw a turtle on the road once? Turtles are everywhere. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you did? Okay. She saw a turtle at her sister's house. What now? You saw a big turtle too. Well, next time you see a little baby turtle on the side of the road, you can save it and bring it home. I'm sure your parents would love that. I know. Yeah. So I'll tell y'all a little bit about me too. So one fun thing that we do, besides getting to come to schools and stuff like this and getting to do activity books, and hopefully we're hoping that Fred will be in every classroom across the state of Mississippi, so y'all are one of the very first to have it. And we're, again, super excited that Ashley designed this for us. I heard that sometimes she's a substitute teacher here. Has anybody had Ashley as their teacher? Is she a good teacher? Yeah. I bet so. She's extremely talented, and she brought Fred to life. But you know what? Like everything else, it took me a long time to read this book, and it took her a while to design it. She had a couple of drafts. It took us a while. Fisherman Jimmy looked totally different in the beginning than he does at the end, and so did Fred the Turtle. But I think she did a phenomenal job at this. So just it reminds you of, you can't get everything perfect the first time. You just try and try again. So one thing I was going to tell y'all just about myself. So as First Lady, the governor, I get to live in the governor's mansion. Do y'all know where the governor's mansion is? Okay, it's in Jackson, downtown. It's really, really big. So next time y'all come to Jackson, be sure and ask your parents to drive by the governor's mansion, and you can wave to me and look at it. But the other fun thing I get to do is we actually live there with our 3 girls, and we have 2 dogs now. But half of the house is a museum, and they do tours. And they do tours for parents and kids alike. And so part of the house is really fancy, and it was built in 1841. So it's got furniture from that century. And then the other part of the house, we live upstairs, and then the downstairs is like an office building. So there are always a million people there. So it's a lot of fun. But one of the fun things I'm doing too is restoring part of the historic section. And so we've been working to do that, and we've also created a new garden outside. And so we're hoping that when people come to tour the museum side of it, they'll also get to walk outside and tour the garden as well. So those are some projects that we've been working on that we're really excited about. So thank y'all for allowing me to be here today and give y'all Fred so he can hang out with y'all today and tour. And thank you to Ashley, too, for all of her amazing work.
We have a little something for you.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
One of our retired teachers, Miss Alice Belk, they make these little Mississippi ornaments, and she put a star on there for where Mississippi is, and put Weir Elementary School, so that you could have that.
Cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.